Chemistry of Teams, Part 4. I am Wilmien. I'm a chemical engineer by education. I'm an engineering manager by experience. But currently, I'm a team and executive coach by trade. I help you and your team to understand the building blocks, the elements that the teams are made up of. I help you, secondly, to understand the chemical formula that's happening and the chemistry within your team. And thirdly, I help you to catalyze the reactions that we need for teams to have high performance in order to survive and thrive within the bigger organization. We start off by making use of StrengthsFinder. StrengthsFinder has 34 talents. Those 34 talents for me are like the periodic table. The periodic table has just above 100 different unique elements. And these unique elements are very specific. They make up the whole basis and the foundation of everything we see on Earth. In the same way, I find that when I use the StrengthsFinder, the Gallup StrengthsFinder tests, we start to understand each individual on an atomic level, to understand what they're made of, to understand what their unique DNA looks like. And we add the education, the skills, the experience to that. But we also look at the talents that they will have and see how that will contribute and how it will be managed to be able to make the individual a high performer. When we get to the next step of seeing what is the chemistry within the team, how does this team work together? The StrengthsFinder also helps us to understand there's two extremes. There's two people that has a lot of beliefs and a lot of feeling and emotion around something like fairness. But they see fairness in two very, very different ways. They have two different outlooks looking at fairness. Now, if we do not understand that, and if we do not show them how it's different but the same, a lot of conflict can happen. Now, for us to resolve conflict, we look at these opposing things. Sometimes we have one talent, a talent, for instance, like belief. But the belief can be the same between two individuals. But if the core values that support those beliefs are different, it leads to conflict. And conflict, most of the time, leads to inefficiency in a team. Now, some conflict is good. Some conflict helps us to move forward. But unresolved conflict doesn't help. Unresolved conflict needs to be worked on. Team members cannot work at the critical interaction points the way that they should if conflict is not resolved. And many times out of StrengthsFinder, out of these opposing things, from coaching, we can understand what is conflicting and how we can overcome these things for the team members to really work together in harmony. And not just running away from the problem, but to work it through and to have that self-awareness, social awareness about what's happening. And that helps us to understand the chemistry and the chemical formula of the team. What makes this team unique from its building blocks? Which molecules, thousands and thousands of molecules, can we create by proper teamwork and bringing these different atomic elements together? And then the third level is when we take these molecules and we start making complicated compounds from that, three-dimensional compounds. Like your DNA is a three-dimensional compound. So these three-dimensional compounds, there's thousands and millions compounds on Earth. And they're all made of molecules which are made up of atoms at the end of the day. So we need to understand these chemical reactions. Which chemical reaction do you want at the end of the day? You can't just take a lot of elements, put them in the reactor, mix them together and expect you're going to get the product that you want. No, in chemistry, if you do that, you get a lot of byproducts. You need to regulate the temperature. You need to regulate the pressure. You need to regulate the concentration of the elements that you put in your reactor to be able to get to the final product that will help you to survive and to thrive and to have high performance and to be sustainable at the end of the day. We just don't want to leave it to chance. So that is step 3, where I help you to catalyze the right reactions within your teams, within your departments, to be able to get to the correct products that will be beneficial for your team, for your company at the end of the day.